Okay, we'll go ahead and continue on with the remainder of the meeting. Next item is the consent items. Okay, the first one is approve the payroll claim dockets and the accounts payable claims as presented in the board packet, pages 12 through 45. Approve the treasurer's financial report of January of 2024, pages 46 to 51. Accept the resignation of the following. Approve to post the positions and grant permission to hire, pages 52 to 53. The following is John Bell, South Spencer High School boys soccer coach, effective January 4th, 2024. Mallory Flowers, South Spencer Middle School 7th grade volleyball coach, effective January 23rd, 2024. Caleb Denham, South Spencer Middle School 7th grade track coach, effective February 7th, 2024. May I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Okay, George will motion, and I do apologize, was that Matt?
I'll second.
Okay.
George's motion.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, consideration of the administrative recommendations. The first one, Mr. Schneider?
Thank you. In your board package, you'll find a proposed contract with Hoosier Business Machines Incorporated to provide copier and printer maintenance for 1 year. I recommend the board approve the contract as presented.
Okay, may I get a motion?
I'll motion to approve.
Janet will motion. May I get a second?
I'll second.
Tyler will second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. Number 2.
Thank you. In your board package, you'll find a request from FFA sponsor, Mr. Andrew Hagan, to take a field trip to Louisville, Kentucky on February the 16th, 2024, with FFA members to attend the Farm Machinery Show. This will be a great learning experience for our students, and I recommend the board approve his request as presented.
Okay, may I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Motion by George. And may I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Janet. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. Number 3.
Thank you. Board has been provided proposed revisions to 15 non-discrimination and anti-harassment policies. The revisions are proposed for policies 1422, 1422.02, 1623, 1662, 2260, 2260.01, 3122, 3122.02, 3123, 3362, 4122, 4122.02, 4123, 4362, and policy 5517. These revisions will bring our policy manual up to date with the newest changes in the law and is being recommended by Neola, who manages our board policy. The proposed revisions are available on our website to anyone that would like to review said updates. The board will hold a second reading at the March board meeting, and at that time may consider approving said revisions. So there is no action to be taken this evening.
Okay, get a motion? Oh, no action needed, sorry. Okay, number 4.
Thank you. J.C. Davis has served as our maintenance groundskeeper for the baseball field for over 20 years. He has been contracted for his services, and for the 2024 season, we're recommending moving him to the maintenance groundskeeper rate of $16.25 per hour. Mr. Davis is agreeable to this. I recommend the board approve the change as presented.
Okay, may I get a motion?
I'll move to approve it.
Motion to by Tyler
I'll second.
and second by Janet. Is there any discussion?
I did have one discussion on this one. In the past, there was a flat rate, right, for the year?
Correct.
In the new provision, is there a maximum amount, or can we add to that not to exceed past year's amount? accounts, or is there a expectation there on the number of hours? Just kind of an open-ended, Mr. Davis does a fantastic job on the field.
Yep.
You just wanna make sure as a board, we're controlling our finances properly.
Yes, and that's the reason Dean went with this position at that rate, because the hours worked would be very similar to what the past has been. But if you would like us to insert a not to exceed amount, I think that would be fine. I don't think Mr. Davis would.
I don't think so either, and I think that's a fair thing to do rather than leave an open-ended, rate. So do I need to make a, amendment or request amendment? How do you wanna do that?
Tyler would need to amend his motion to include a not to exceed limit that would not go to the flat rate.
What he said, I'll amend it.
Thank you, Tyler, for hearing that.
Janet, too.
Yeah, then we need a second.
So I'll second
Okay.
that motion.
I'll amend the flat rate to not exceed.
Right.
Okay. Okay, any further discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. Number 5.
Thank you. In your board packet, you'll find information on a proposed partnership between the South Spencer County School Corporation and Rafa Healthcare LLC. Under the partnership, Rafa Healthcare LLC will provide swabs for in-school use and detection. South Spencer nurse Amy Walls is supportive of this partnership. It will be voluntary, and Rafa Healthcare will not bill the families for these services, other than their insurance copay. I recommend the board approve the partnership as presented.
Okay, may I get a motion?
I'll move to approve the agreement.
Okay, motion by Tyler. May I get a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by George. Is there any discussion?
I'll be abstaining from this vote. I've got family involved.
Okay. Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same. Motion carries 4-0 with 1 abstaining. Number 6.
Having exhausted all avenues to secure a licensed special education teacher for Rockport, it is essential to fill this position. Mr. Rick Hunt has agreed to take on this responsibility and has been issued an emergency special education license. I greatly appreciate Mr. Hunt stepping up, and while not ideal, it is our best option at this time. I recommend the board approve the assignment of Mr. Rick Hunt to be the teacher of record of the open special education position at Rockport Elementary for the remainder of the 2023-2024 school year.
May I get a motion?
I'll motion to approve.
Motion by Janet. May I get a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by George. Is there any discussion?
I have discussion on this one.
Sure.
So I think this position's been open since, what, October? Is that correct? Mid-October?
Yes.
And rolled around in January, and all of a sudden we get emails and text messages saying that there's a push to fill this position. And, just for a history lesson for some of the board members that haven't been on the board very long, in the last 6 years, I think it's 12 people we've rotated through the special ed position at Rockport Elementary. And, this is concerning. I mean, I know that not too long ago, we had a special needs teacher that was before the board that board members voted no against, and is still available in the community. And when we say that we haven't exhausted all options, you know, I struggle with that. I ask other school corporations what they do in the absence of a teacher like this, and I kind of explained to them what we were thinking about doing. That wasn't on the top 10 things that they would choose to do for a corporation. I know that special needs is a important position. I also know that the principal of an elementary school is a very important position. So my concern is that you have a principal that will be taking on dual roles. And in that dual role capacity, are they going to be able to function and do both jobs well? And I know that the person that's in that position is a fantastic principal. And I struggle because I've already heard from several people within the building that work is being, kind of shifted around. And when you shift work around, for people that are staff people, they don't do that for free. I wouldn't. In fact, I would say time out. It's not part of my job. So my concern is, you know, where have we posted the position? Who have we reached out to? When we say that we've exhausted all those options, I'm concerned that we haven't. I think there's also on the agenda to increase the aid positions in some of those areas to pay more time there. I've also had a teacher reach out and say that the principal was already asked to help with evaluations, have someone else evaluate his teachers. So there's a lot of things there that concern me. I think that we need to, you go 3 months with no one in the spot, and then all of a sudden, we're in a panic, and we rush to put someone who's in a current spot in a salaried position into that position. I don't think it's fair. That you have a certified teacher or teacher's position open, that we're filling with someone that's a salaried person. I know that just this past week, I saw that on social media, the principal was at a different school doing a job fair, which is fantastic, expected for the job. But that's I think it was from like 8 to 1:30 plus a half hour each way. Who's servicing the students? So my concern is that we do what's best for the school, not fill it just to fill it. So my question is, and my recommendation to the board, if they consider reaching out in other options other than posting it on South Spencer's corporate website as a job opening. I mean, how many people outside of South Spencer are going to reach out to South Spencer to look for that position? I just think there's more options there that we as a board consider. This is kind of odd because he's been in the position a month this week already. So we're technically just going through the motions. But I want to make my voice perfectly clear that I think there's better options and that the principal is best served in the position that we hired him for.
Fair enough. I just will say, to correct the record, we did have a teacher that was assigned to that classroom when it was open, so it wasn't like nothing was going on
Right,
that first semester. We also reached out to all the universities to see if they had any December midterm graduates. We have advertised it on the Principals Association website. So we have gone outside South Spencer, and this is not just a South Spencer problem. This is statewide. There's 2 districts in our immediate area that have 2 open special education positions at this time. There simply are not enough licensed people to fill the positions we have open. And as I said, this is not ideal. What Mr. Bunner is alluding to, totally understand. But I can promise you, this is our very best option, and I do commend Mr. Hunt. He's taken on a great deal of responsibility. And schools are just that way. People take on extra duties all the time. That's just the way it is. It's the way it has to be. I want to be successful, so.
Got one last question. How many special needs or special education teachers do we have in the corporation currently?
I don't have that number at the top of my head.
Did you reach out to the buildings to see about possibly reassigning or reallocating people based on numbers?
We did not mid-year because then you're gonna be impacting other schools and other students. So, like I said, this is our best solution moving forward. And I can appreciate Mr. Bunner doesn't agree with that, and I'm okay with that.
And I think it does say a lot about the staff when they come together and help each other out and work. And if they are taking on extra responsibilities, you know, that's what we do.
It's teamwork.
Yes. So we all do things that maybe we don't get paid for, but we do them anyway because it's the best for our students.
I'm confident that the staff at Rockport Elementary, even if this was going on at any other building, I think the staff would come together, work together, and do what's best for our students. And again, I think the same thing is gonna happen at Rockport Elementary. Everybody's gonna come together, whether they like the decision or not, they are going to continue doing what's best for our kiddos. Again, this is just temporary. So hopefully we'll be able to reach out again to the universities and hopefully find a graduate with this certification for next school year. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, same.
I oppose.
Okay, motion carries 4-1. Okay, number 7.
Thank you. Rockport Elementary Principal, Mr. Rick Hunt, is requesting an increase for 1/2 hour per day for teacher assistants Barbara Bretz and Rhonda Rizzi to help provide additional coverage and support for the special education classroom at Rockport Elementary. This evening, I'd like to recommend the board approve his request as presented.
May I get a motion?
I'll move to approve the additional time.
Tyler motions. May I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Janet. Further, any discussion?
So again, we're gonna pay an extra half an hour to each of the aides on the student side, but in terms of helping the principal position out, there's nothing being offered to those individuals who are gonna step up and cover those duties in the office. I
This
think
is for additional support in the classroom, correct?
So Mrs. Wheatley and Mrs. Bush, who do the other side of it, there's nothing for them.
Correct. And
Okay.
there's been nothing for Mr. Hunt at this time either.
Correct.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, consideration of personnel recommendations.
Thank you. Is there any individual on this list that the board would like to take individually?
I'm perfectly fine with the list.
Good.
Good? Okay. Haley Bischoff, teaching assistant at Rockport Elementary, that is effective January 25th, 2024. Shelby Burden, teaching assistant at Rockport Elementary, effective February the 5th, 2024. Stephanie Carpenter, teaching assistant at Luce Elementary, effective February 7th, 2024. John Patton, the ECA position of jazz band at South Spencer High School, that is effective the 2023-2024 school year. Abe Bartlett, ECA position boys varsity golf coach at 50%, that is effective for the 2023-2024 school year. And Caleb Denham, ECA position boys varsity golf coach, the other 50%, that is effective for the 2023-2024 school year.
May I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Motion by Tyler. May I get a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by George. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, the information items, these were written reports to the board. The first one was the maintenance report, pages 102 to 117. Technology report, pages 118 and 119. Transportation report, page 120. And new volunteer report, page 121. Next is the statements and concerns of the board. Do we have any statements or concerns?
I do. On the board agenda, the statements or the superintendent, I got a couple things on here I wanna discuss. The superintendent report, when we get it, is vacant. It's empty when we get it on Wednesday. And I think there's I think it's by Wednesday afternoon, it's supposed to be mailed or sent out to us. So I'm requesting that the board ask that information be provided so that we as a board know what is in the superintendent's report prior to getting here. I know that on occasion, I ask for it, it seems like every month, and I get it the day of the meeting, but to stay with the tradition and the way that the policy states that we should get that information in our board packet prior to the day of the meeting. Thanks.
Other board members, are they okay with that?
Yeah.
You okay with that?
No problem.
Okay, so starting March, you'll add that to the packets?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.